Hi, you guys. I don't know how many people are going to see it. I'm not going to be on here for a long time. It's after class, and it's hot everywhere. My car is hot. But I wanted to go live, and I hope... Hi, Mercedes. I just want to talk to a few of you guys because I'm really transparent. Like, if you follow me on any social media or if you just know me in general, I'm really transparent, and I try not to. I can't lie. Like major things I can't lie about. I'm not that good at. I'm wearing glasses because I've literally been having anxiety all day, and I've been crying on and off all day. And I just wanted to go live because I wanted to just make you guys think about some things, and then I want you, to just be honest, to let you know, you're not the only one who could potentially be going through this, right? So, maybe I should tag. I'm not gonna tag some people, but I'll wave. But I'll say this to start the video. If you catch the replay, just leave your comments. Just do what leave some hearts. Say, hey, girl, hey, sis, whatever. So listen. Now, if you in this group, and what I tell you is between us, no one else outside gets to know. And like I said, I'm very transparent. So, as you see, this is my left hand, right? And I am engaged, but I was having such bad anxiety today that I took my ring off. I hid it away, and I was going to, in my mind, this is what I was going to do. I was going to pack up all my stuff. And I was like, I'm leaving the state because I'm like, my anxiety has been on high for a week, and it has nothing to do with my wedding. It has nothing to do with my relationship. It has nothing to do with the fact, I don't believe that he is the person I'm supposed to be with, but it has to do with everybody else and what their thoughts and what their beliefs and what they think I should be doing, or what they think I should not be doing, or you have this calling, so you need someone like this, or you did great at that event, but that wasn't good enough. And so I just wanted to share with you guys, anyone who catches the replay, anybody who drops in while I'm talking, is that it's what they're saying worth the anxiety? Are they worth the anxiety? Are they worth you being anxious about your future, not knowing about your future, when you may be on a path right now to get to your destiny? Or you may be on a path right now where you're living out your purpose, and you're expanding, and you're growing, and you doing your thing. And yeah, you have bumps and you have moments of you're not sure, but you continue to push through. You continue to keep going because you and God then had them real heart-to-heart talks. You and God then had them real hey, bro, what are you doing? Is this the way I want to go, right? So I made a status, basically was the catalyst, or after my anxiety came down and I was done crying and I went to class and I talked to someone I trusted and she gave me a different perspective. I realized, is what someone else saying worth the anxiety? Is it worth you questioning yourself? Is it worth you doubting? And I had to realize, was it worth me giving up being married to the person that I love, my best friend, he my homie? We may not, listen, I'm really transparent. I'm a Christian, right? And it's not that he doesn't believe in God, but he just he not a church man. He not somebody who want to be in church all day, every day. We can look at each other because we live together. So not everything that we've done is lined up to the word. And I believe that's what a lot of people do. And I'm gonna use my own life, because if you tell the truth, and no one else can use it against you, right? And I think that's what's happening, is people want to take your truth and they want to use it against you, and then you end up being ensnared. You end up being trapped. You end up being you end up suffocating, and then the purpose that you were working on, or the things that you were working on, they not working no more, because your creativity is away. It has gone away. It's snuffed out because you've allowed their thoughts, their opinions, their beliefs, their interpretation of the Bible, the way that they teach the Bible, the way that they life live, the way they live life, the way that they made mistakes. You let all that stuff cause you anxiety. And like I kid you not, like I literally have been like crying on and off all day. I'm about to go back inside before my fiance, and there's some people who are his friends. Don't be running telling him that like I took the ring off and I hid it in the house, you know, because he was asleep when I left. And I was like, God, like I don't know if this is what you called me to do. Like I've even had it go to where multiple people have been telling me that my fiance is the devil in disguise, coming to like trying to get me to be married to him so that he can do whatever he wants to me. And I'm like, okay, but if that is so and I'm living in deception, then why won't you just pray for me and allow God to open my eyes? So, you know, so their words, their thoughts, their feelings have created a barrier of anxiety. And God is like, girl, you've been flowing, you've been free, you've been working your businesses, you've been building, you know, an audience. You're trying to build a sisterhood here. You're trying to, you know, write books. You're trying to finish school. You're trying to get a degree. You're doing everything that I've asked you to do. And you're not putting on, you know, like anything new. Like I want to make worship music so bad, right? But I can't do that until my book is published because he told me what to do. There's certain things I cannot do until I'm finished or I've started what he said to do right now. So I had to really ask myself, and I wanted to ask you guys because I love you. Like last week, if I can be real honest, last week I was depressed. Like last week I couldn't wake up for nothing. I was like depressed. I had like a really great event on Saturday, and like nothing in my mind went wrong, right? Nothing in my mind went wrong. But then you have the bombarding of people telling you like, well, you should have did this differently. You should have did that differently. That person wasn't good enough. That person didn't have enough. This person didn't have enough. That, and you're like, dang, Gina. Like I thought that it was great. I thought that I completed my task, and I felt great about it. And so then depression came, and then the anxiety of, okay, well, because you're not doing right in this month, like in this area of your life, then, you know, maybe you jacked up in that area. And listen, I may as well be jacked up in all these areas. I may not even be a great example. I may not be a good friend. I may not be a great sister. I may not be a good mentor. I may not even be a good coach. I may not be a lot of the stuff that I need to be right now, but I realize on the journey that God has me on, I'm supposed to be doing the things that I'm doing. I'm supposed to be making the videos. I'm supposed to be writing the books. I'm supposed to be writing the music. Even if I'm not recording it right now, which I have to get better at writing songs. Y'all pray for me, but keep me accountable. But I have to get better at putting myself out there. I have to get better at doing what I'm supposed to do. And then the things that are not supposed to be there will fall off. Because I'll tell you this, I realize in friendships, because in my friendships, is that if I stick to what God said that I'm supposed to do, people who are supposed to be my friends won't like it. They don't agree. And what ends up happening is distance becomes between them and myself. Not because I'm better than anyone, not because I got it all together, but because I'm listening for the voice of God. So I just wanted you guys to know, like, yeah, you may see me doing all this stuff, or you may see me posting, you may see I'm trying to get followers up and I'm trying to do all this stuff, but people who say that they're from God or they love God, they are usually the ones who are used more than your friends who are out there in the world. I kid you not. If you are secure in what you are meant to do, it's not the people who are out there that you have to help that will be the ones who would trip you up and cause you to fall. It would be the people who's supposed to be in the same boat as you, supposed to be helping you pull, and like in the Bible, when they say go fishing, is that be fishers of men. That's what Jesus told the disciples. They'll be fishers of men. It's the people who are supposed to be helping you pull your net out to fish, are the people who are supposed to be helping you sew up the net when it's broken. Like, what they've said and what they're telling you to do is not worth the anxiety. I promise you, we all about self-care. We all about self-love right now. We're all about living our best lives, but we cannot live our best life if anything that claims to be God causes us to be bound. If you don't feel free anymore, not free as you being lascivious, are you free as you just wilding out, but you being free and knowing that everything that you are doing, everything that you're supposed to be doing, you are doing. You are free. You are not ashamed to do what you're supposed to be doing. You're not ashamed of who you've linked up with. You're not ashamed of the business that you are launching. You're not ashamed of just wearing your hair the way you want to wear your hair. Like, you are not ashamed, because you know that it is God who gave you the freedom. Now listen, if God didn't give you this freedom, right, then obviously you need to get yourself right with God. And if you're wilding out because, now listen, there's two different types of freedom. There's freedom that we have in the world. Freedom meaning, like, I'm free to sleep with who I want to. I'm free to drink if I want to. I'm free to smoke if I want to. I'm free to do everything that I want to do, right? So we relate freedom like that, you know, like freedom, like, oh, I'm free to, I can do whatever I want, I can wear midriffs, I can do it. Okay, you're free to do it, do that, do you, boo-boo, great, God bless. But that's not the freedom in which God gives, if that makes sense. The freedom that God gives is the freedom to be who you are, be what you want, to say what you want and how you feel. But you're saying it because you know that what you have is to add to people. Anything that takes away from people is not of God. And so what I realized is that people will come with the prophecies. They'll come with the spiritual help and the spiritual guidance. But at the same time, they make themselves God and they make themselves the law. The Bible says, I want to say it's in Galatians for some reason, but the Bible talks about how it talks about, I just lost my thought, but it talks about how, in Galatians 5:1, it asks you who made you fall, right? Like, and it talks about how if the law, okay, that's what I was going to say, is that if you focus so much on the 10 commandments, if you focus on the law, if you're legalistic, if you're like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that, you're wrong because you guys are living together. You're wrong because of this. You're wrong. Okay, I know I'm wrong. Like, when wrong is really apparent, like when you really know you're wrong because you've heard the truth, people don't have to tell you you're wrong. So stop allowing them, stop allowing these people to tell you how wrong you are without them saying, you know what? I love you. Let's get it right. Because people are so quick to tell you how wrong you are. But when you're, and in the deep down inside, they haven't discerned that you're trying to get it right and you desire to be right with God, that they want to tell you how wrong you are. I know some of the things in my life are not right. But God said, if you listen to me, if you follow me, then I will make your crooked paths straight. So that means the things that I still have messed up, jacked up, he's going to make them straight if I continue to follow his voice. He said, my sheep know my voice and another they will not follow. So if you want to know where you are with God, if you hear his voice and what he's telling you to do edifies and builds up the kingdom of God, builds up people, then follow that voice. Stop following the voice that tells you to get angry with her. Stop following the voice that tells you to slash his tires and to be petty on Facebook and on Instagram. Stop following the voices that tells you you're not beautiful. Stop following the voices that tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it. Stop following those voices that tell you you're not skinny enough or you need to gain weight. Stop telling the voices that say, you know what? You should stay single because he may not be the one. Stop following those voices. If you follow and you trust in God and you line it up with his word, everything in the word, I cannot and I will not get it straight today. I'm sorry. I want to, but I can't. I can't until God gives me the grace and he empowers me to do so. So I just wanted to say that, like, I feel it's getting hotter in my car because the AC is gone and my windows are down, but I'm ready to get inside. And if you watch the replay, put your comments there, put your thoughts. Like, my thing is, I'm done with people bashing me. Like, they, when when I wanted to do ministry and I was at a church where it wasn't available for me to do, or they didn't like things that they didn't like how I wanted to do. Like, it's just like, they don't know. Someone didn't like the fact that I wanted to add something to the church, and they were like, we're cool the way we are. So I decided to step out 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and do ministry, no, maybe 3 years ago, and do ministry via online. I decided to step out. Now listen, I don't got no biblical degree. I don't have none of that, but I know that God has given me the gift of knowledge. He's given me the ability to have intellect. He's given me the ability to hear him and to understand and discern if it's him or not, right? And so one thing that I've learned and I realized is that sometimes you gotta go outside of what would be normal for you and do what God is telling you to do. And everything that I say, like, you will never hear me tell you that ain't God. I will ask you some questions. I will pray for you. I'll pray with you, and I'll lead you to some scriptures, but I can never tell you if that was God or not. And like, I mean, I play this. If there's something where I'm like, okay, the Holy Spirit is like, no, that's demonic. Okay. But one thing that we have to be careful in life in general, whether you believe in the universe, whether you believe in the Holy Spirit, whether you believe in God, I don't care what you believe in. But one thing that we have to be careful is stop putting the things on you, on other people, the things that are on you, on other people, when some of that stuff does not fit. So don't let some of the things or most of the things that they say cause you anxiety. You have to check it with what God has spoken. That's why I encourage people to journal. Write the things down that you heard God say. Write the things down that you want to see in your life. And watch God work those things out. And the things that are not lined up with the word, he's going to get them straight. If you go into his presence and if you seek after God, it says if you seek after him and search after him, he will be found. So in order for you to find God, you have to be searching and seeking for him. So that means you ain't got time to be worried about what you don't have right. That's the enemy slowing you down. When you're so focused on what you don't have right, the enemy is like, she gonna be chasing her tail like a dog. Like, she gonna be going around in circles. Once you get out of that mindset, or you get out of that pattern of just looking at what you don't have right, and you ask God, what is it that you want me to do right now? If that's going to school, if that's writing a book, if that's speaking out more, if that's singing more, if that's doing live videos, if that's doing YouTube videos, is that doing makeup, is that starting a business, if that's just traveling more, if that's being nicer, is that reconciling with a family member or reconciling with an old friend, if that's, breaking up with a boyfriend, if that's starting to date, whatever God is telling you to do in this moment, don't allow other people to put on what they think you should do. Even if they use, I'm gonna say this, even if they use the word of God to justify it and to back it up, ask God, in what season do you have me in? Because sometimes we will continually force ourselves to do things that God is saying, that's not the season for it. What season are you in? I feel like I said a lot. I hope I made sense. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that me telling my business helped you. But I want you to realize, like, depression and anxiety, like how I explain depression is like that big old cat. It's like a big cat. Like it's like from some movie where it was like a big cat, and it just like sits on you and it like holds you tight and it squeezes you and squeezes you. And depression doesn't want you to get up. Anxiety makes you so fidgety, and it makes you so worried about what's going to happen 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, 300 years away, that you don't even get to stop and hear God's voice in the present. You don't get to stop and hear your voice in the present. You don't get to catch your breath. Like, I had an anxiety attack this morning to where I couldn't catch my breath, and I was trying to tell myself in my head, like, girl, slow down, like, slow down, And so I just wanted to tell you guys that don't let what they've said cause you anxiety. Don't let what they say cause you depression. And trust and believe. Allow God to bring people to minister to you at the right time. Sometimes we open ourselves up to people to mentor and to minister to us, where God is saying, I just need you to be alone. Like, I just need you to digest what I'm saying right now. Stop opening the door. I'm realizing that I'm closing the door more. Like, my ear gates are being closed and turned off to certain people, and especially at certain times, because what they have to say may be beneficial and what they have to say may help you. But if it's the right thing at the wrong time, it's still all wrong. It's just like when people are like, oh, he was at the right place but at the wrong time. No, at the end of the day, it's still wrong, because him being in that place, there was consequences. People speaking to you and talking to you and ministering to you and giving you advice and mentoring you at the wrong time, when God is trying to work and do something in your life, it's still wrong. So you have the power to say no, or you have the power to be like, you know what? I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm not ready to talk about that. I'm letting God speak to me and deal with me about this area of my life. So we can talk about everything else, but right now I need God to talk to me about this. And so don't let what they're saying cause you the anxiety. I love you guys. I hope that you guys are having a great week. I'm praying that I shake off whatever it is that is trying to keep me, hold a sister down, because I have videos to record this week, because I'm a week behind. If you're on the email list, there was an email that was sent out today. I'm a week behind on that. But I'm just believing that even when I fall, even when depression and anxiety try to come back and be strong and hold me hostage, that God always sends a word, or he always speaks to me, or he leads me to the right person to talk to. That's what happens too. Pray to God about who you're supposed to talk to about what. Because when you don't talk to the right people about the right topics, like, some people can talk to me about business, but some people shouldn't talk to me about my relationship. Some people can talk to me about ministry, and other people shouldn't talk to me about business. But they shouldn't talk to me about business. So I'm learning that not everybody can do everything for you, because some people should only talk to you about how to build your business. Some people should only talk to you about how to be a wife. Some people should only talk to you about how to be a mother. Some people should only be your friends. And you guys can hit on different topics, but to really be mentored and ministered to, don't just let everybody talk to you and everything, because they'll just be going based. And if somebody tells you, this is just a thought that came to my mind, and if somebody tells you that what you're doing is what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not doing it, don't talk to them about that particular thing. Don't do it. Don't do it, sis. So I hope you guys have a great evening. And I'm about to go to my house and eat some watermelon and some pineapples that we had from Easter. There's one thing I'm working on a masterclass, right? You guys are exclusive. If you guys have any more people who are ages 21 to 35 that you want to add in the group, you're more than welcome. I will approve them, or another admin our moderator will approve them. But I really want to do a course, and I'm trying to, or a masterclass, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to talk about. But I know I really want to talk about this whole idea of being a queen, or realizing that there's a queen in us. And I want to talk about, I just want to talk about some steps and some ways to really just break out of your shell. And I think that's what we're gonna talk about, like moving from the thing that God has given me is moving from trauma and moving forward in God, right? That's my thing. But I really want us to really talk about how sometimes we just gotta move. We just gotta shell off or break out of the shell that we put ourselves in. I'm done talking because now it's getting hotter. And every time I say that, I stay. So, like I said, I love you guys. Just remember, is what they're saying worth anxiety? So make sure, if you hear them talking and what they're causing you is making you doubt the future that God has spoken to you, you might need to just shut the conversation down and say, you know what, I don't want to talk about that right now. Let God and I talk about that, and I'll come back to you when I need more clarity. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.